Hello and welcome to Torch Out Loud. My name is Haley Miller and today I am here with Mr. Ferrante to discuss the Future Business Leaders of America, or the FBLA organization. So my first question is, what is the Future Business Leaders of America?
Sure. FBLA is an organization. It's nationwide. Students can get involved from their time in middle school all the way through high school and even into college. So it's an organization geared around students interested in a career in business. And so several different events, conferences associated with that to get students engaged with various activities, competitions relating to different fields of business.
Perfect. So what is its main purpose?
Networking is a huge one. The ability for students to network with students from other schools around the country as well. Additionally, I initially floated it out there as a great resume builder or for scholarship opportunities for students. But it's more than that. It gets students involved in the community, reaching out to local business leaders, fundraising, attracting guest speakers to come in and visit and talk about what's going on in their field of business. And it's really something that employers are also looking for in terms of that overall engagement outside of class time.
Perfect. What is the organization's big impact, especially here at Kennedy?
Yet to be determined. We have about a dozen students signed up right now, and I don't. The number is not that important in terms of how many we have. It's all about how much I can manage with this being my first year with it, and the first year with Kennedy having this organization.
Cool. What opportunities does it provide students?
Throughout our potential monthly meetings, what we're looking at is it's completely student-led. So my role strictly is advisor. So I have my own advisor portal, and it's really just about getting competition information, event information, and even integrating those things into our meetings or into my curriculum. So students have the ability to become engaged even if they choose not to go to a conference or a competition, especially in this first year. But overall, it's a huge benefit for networking, and like I mentioned earlier, also putting that on a resume, putting it on a scholarship application, and then being able to continue that in college as well really gives students a leg up over those who are not engaged in a similar type of organization in college once we start to actually get out in the workforce.
Yeah. Do you know exactly what's going to happen at the conferences and those kind of meetings, or?
Conferences are networking and competitions. I mean, it's in the name. It's tied to the list that I have. We have 75 different types of competitions that students can become engaged with, should they choose to do so. Everything from accounting all the way down to cybersecurity, sports marketing. So if you've taken any class with myself or Mrs. LeClaire or even over at Kirkwood at the Regional Center, and it's piqued your interest about, wow, I could really get into this post-high school, those are what the competitions are geared towards. And so what students, the rough setup is there's a scenario or a problem, and students either individually or oftentimes in teams develop a plan, and then at said conference or competition, they have 3 to 5 minutes to showcase that plan to spot to other advisors or other business leaders, and then eventually a winner's chosen, and that can be in the form of a nice certificate that you get or even a cash prize.
Yeah, and you said it has 5 different categories?
Yes, at least. It's any type of field relating to business, there's an activity, a competition, or a problem relating to that.
Yeah, so do you think it can get a big demographic of people and students?
Yep, that's the goal. And it's again, it all comes back to being interested in business, but at the same time, those skills can transfer over into any other field.
Super. So why do you think kids should get involved?
As I mentioned earlier, a great opportunity for networking, scholarship opportunities, putting that on a resume is all very, very beneficial, and really gives students, within the school day, we're kind of limited with what we can do. And I always try to tell my classes, we try to break down the 4 walls and bring the outside world into the classroom as often as possible. We are kind of limited in that scope in a traditional class period. And so what it does is it allows students really to get out into our community. And so they get to go and visit local businesses, talk to local leaders, entrepreneurs, bring those experiences back into our monthly meetings and share that with others.
Perfect. So when do you meet, where, and then how do people sign up?
Great. Yeah. All it takes is an email to me, and I've had that on announcements. I've reached out to roughly 75 students that have either participated in our stock market challenges that we've done, Junior Achievement of Eastern Iowa, Biz Startup that the University of Iowa runs. And all it takes is an email to me, and our meetings will be in my room really once a month. That's the commitment. And if you can make it, great. If you can't, we will keep you on as a member. You do have to pay member dues, which is $16. But really, it's however much a student wants to get into it. You can just come to the meetings and be engaged with your peers there. And especially this first year at Kennedy, there's no requirement to have to go to a competition or a conference at all.
Yeah, so you said the time commitment's only like once a month. Are
Yep.
people going to have to like meet outside of that too, or is it just the one meeting?
That's completely up to the students. My role as the advisor is to provide opportunities, and then we will have officers that become elected by those involved. And if they decide that they want to meet elsewhere at any other time, that's completely up to them.
Perfect. Okay, anything else you would like to add?
No, looking forward. Well, yeah, yes. Looking forward to it. As students ask me, what are we going to do? My big answer typically is, I don't know. We'll see. With this being a brand new thing for myself, a brand new thing for Kennedy, brand new thing for other schools in the district. It was a statewide initiative that was passed this year. That's why we're spearheading it. So I was at a conference last week, and being a former football coach, I kind of looked at it as, this is my chance to have a team again.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to having some really strong students come in and do some really great things.
Perfect. Thank you again, Mr. Ferrante, for informing us on the Future Business Leaders of America organization.
Thank you.